quick disclaimer up front, I am not a medical professional, nor do I claim to be. But with that out of the way, here are the products that I recommend if you're having sleep issues and want to try some alternative. So right here I have Sleep Calm by a company called Boiron or Boiron. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that name, but it's a French company. This is a homeopathic medicine called Sleep Calm. This is another product they have called Coffea cruda. Not really sure how to pronounce that either. But I've had a lot of success with these, alternative homeopathic medicines. It is a homeopathic alternative, so it's not really FDA regulated. There's no like real active, psychoactive ingredients or, it's just homeopathic medicine. So people just say they're sugar pills, and essentially they taste like sugar pills, but in my own personal experience, they've actually worked. So a little bit of my own background. For the past, honestly, 2 or 3 years, I've been battling with getting anywhere between 4 and 6, maybe 7 hours of sleep if I'm really tired. And I've been noticing that a lot of other people that are around me are having issues with sleep. So I don't know if that's something to do with like food additives or with, tainted water, who knows. I'm not going to get into the whole, into the rabbit hole about that whole thing, but just a quick overview with how these work. So this is the Coffea cruda. Not really sure how to pronounce that, but basically they come in these little tubes, and they have a little twist right here. This part is twistable, so you go and give that a quick twist. And basically you get these little balls, these little sugar balls. And the homeopathic medicine is essentially a super dilution. I know people will knock homeopathic medicine until the cows come home and they'll just say it's just sugar pills, but even though I know that people just call them sugar pills, I gave them a shot. They actually work. So the way that this one works a little bit different than the way this one works, the Sleep Calm. Oh, and by the way, you can find these on Amazon. There's a whole kiosk of them at any Sprouts. If you go to Sprouts, there's a whole homeopathic medicine section in every Sprouts, I think, and they have a whole dedicated section to a lot of these alternative medicines, which I can't vouch for all of them, but I can speak from personal experience as someone who is sleeping for like 4, 5, 6 hours a night for the past couple of years. I've had a lot of success, especially with this one. The only problem with these tubes is that you have to take like 4 or 5 every 6 hours, and I do notice that it takes like a couple days to really start noticing the difference in sleep. But as soon as I started taking these, and also these, which is what I'm using now, I started noticing that I was sleeping in, which was, I haven't done that in a long time. Sleeping in was, I couldn't do it. My body would wake up after 5 hours of sleep, 4 on a rough night and 6 on a good night, 7 if I was completely ran dry the day before. But yeah, if you're struggling with only a few hours of sleep every night, which I'm noticing is becoming more common, you might want to consider these alternatives because they worked for me. Granted, I'm not a medical professional. If you have some underlying medical condition, if you have like a thyroid issue or have some sort of hyper or whatever, I can't diagnose that. I can't help you with any of that, or with sleep apnea. But if you want to try an alternative medicine, because really, you got nothing to lose. It's a cheap medication. I'm telling you from my own personal experience that I started sleeping in. I think it's worth it just to give it a shot. Again, you could find this on Amazon. You can find this at any Sprouts. They have them at Walgreens and CVS, I think. Sometimes, but you're better off looking at a Sprouts. And of course, if there's not one near you, if you could just get it on Amazon, if that's the easiest way for you to get it, it's relatively cheap on there as well. So I'd recommend. Oh, and so these ones right here, just a little bit of background in case you don't want to read the box and how to take these. They go under the tongue, but they can just go on the tongue. You can chew them, you can swallow them. It doesn't really matter as long as it gets into your system. But they say the best place to put them is under your tongue. That's how you're supposed to take them, but I don't really take them like that. Again, these take like a couple days to start working. You take like 5 every 6 hours, and you know, you'll notice it after a couple days. If it's going to help, it'll help after a couple days. With these ones, these sleep calms, they come in these little tin packets where you pop them out the back right here. Take 2 of them before you go to sleep, and you know, I take 2 before I go to sleep, and then when I start going to sleep I might take like 1 more. But yeah, that one's a good solution too. It's definitely cheaper, and yeah, I would recommend giving them a shot if you don't have some major underlying medical issue. These are not miracle pills, and these aren't medically evaluated medicines. This is alternative medicine. I'm not a big advocate for all alternative medicine. I'm just here to shout out what I've personally tried and what I can vouch for. So give it a shot if that sounds good to you, and take care.